What would you do if you were asked to vouch for your own brother in court, after discovering he had committed an unforgivable crime against a child? In today's story, the protagonist's choice is a masterclass in moral courage. My name is Clara. I'm 28 years old, and up until a few weeks ago, my world felt stable. My husband and I are expecting our first child, a daughter, in just a few months, and I had my family. I was especially close with my brother, Mark, who was 31. We were always there for each other, which is what's making this whole nightmare so much harder. The nightmare began when we found out that Mark was looking at serving time in prison. The charge? Intimate relations with a minor, and the minor wasn't a stranger. She was the 14-year-old daughter of one of my own friends. Evidence brought to light showed this hadn't been a one-time mistake. It had been going on for months. The moment I learned the truth, a switch flipped. The brother I thought I knew vanished, replaced by a monster. The whole situation is just disgusting to me. I immediately reached out to my friend to apologize for my brother's horrific actions, but understandably, she needed her space. I didn't blame her. I cut Mark off completely. My parents, however, chose a different path. They rallied to his side, armed with a defense that was as insulting as it was infuriating. They tried to claim that the only reason he did what he did is because he has autism and simply didn't understand that his actions were wrong. They clung to this defense, completely unaware that this very argument, meant to shield their son, only revealed their own profound moral failure. Their excuse was a blatant lie, and they knew it. They had been shown text messages from Mark himself, messages where he explicitly stated that he knew what he was doing was bad and that he could be sent to prison for it. After they spoke with Mark's lawyer, the pressure campaign began. The lawyer suggested that we could each write a character letter to be presented in court, to give the judge a better understanding of who he is besides this incident. My parents seized on this, but I refused. I don't think he deserves it. My husband agreed with me completely. All I can think about is that I'm currently 6 months pregnant with a daughter, and I refuse to let her grow up knowing a man like my brother. We even started thinking that we needed to talk to the other children in our family that Mark was around, just to make sure he hadn't done anything to them. The pressure from my parents has been relentless, particularly from my mother, who is dying. She told me she doesn't want to pass away while her son is in prison for something that, in her words, wasn't that bad. This revealed her greatest fatal flaw, a maternal instinct so twisted it chose to defend the indefensible, sacrificing truth and justice for her guilty son. Hearing them so upset is hard, but whenever I even consider writing that letter, it makes me physically sick. What could I possibly write? The thought spun in my head, a dark, sarcastic voice taking over. As one person online aptly put it, my character reference would be one sentence: I thought my brother was a great guy until I found out he was having sex with a child. It's the only honest thing to say. My parents' claim about his autism is what truly boils my blood. As another commenter online furiously pointed out, using autism as a shield is a despicable insult to every autistic person who understands right from wrong. They said, from the bottom of my autistic soul, F***ck your parents for blaming it on autism. My brother isn't a child who doesn't understand. He's a groomer, a rapist. He knew it was wrong and did it anyway. What's to stop him from doing it again? What's to say my own child wouldn't be his next victim? My duty is to protect the helpless, and that means not helping her abuser. After weeks of being torn apart by their pressure and my own conscience, I am done. I've read so many messages of support, and they've helped me see with absolute clarity. I will not be writing a letter, not even one to say how terrible the situation is. I want no part in this. My only focus now is my husband and my baby. To do that, I had to make the hardest decision of my life. I have cut my parents off. I cannot and will not support anyone who enables predators, and sadly, that's who my parents have shown themselves to be. It's a devastating loss. I wanted my baby to grow up with 2 sets of grandparents, but she will still have my husband's parents. And she will have a mother who chose to protect her over placating people who defend the indefensible. It's a huge loss, but with time, I know we'll be okay. This story teaches us that true family isn't just about blood. It's about shared values and the courage to protect the vulnerable, even when the monster is one of your own. What would you do if you were faced with a similar choice between loyalty to your family and your own moral compass? Let us know in the comments.